Here's a big story hard to get to grips with. Saudi Arabia arresting dozens of princes, ministers and business people is part of what they call a sweeping anti-corruption probe. Ralph Peters with us now, Fox News strategic analyst. I'm not sure I can get to grips with this other than to say, Ralph, that Saudi Arabia is the main bulwark against Iran. They're involved in a war in Yemen. The Lebanese Prime Minister has just resigned because of threats and pressure from Iran. Saudi Arabia's got a deal going with, an argument with Qatar because of Iran. How's this thing shaping up? Well, what's the implications of all of this?
Well, it's very, very dangerous. And the key figure is a new crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, known locally as simply MBS. And it's either a naked and very bold power grab or a genuine attempt at reform, or, let us hope, both. Mohammed bin Salman, 32 years old, his father, the king, 81 or 82, not in the best of shape. So he's the real power in Saudi Arabia, this 32-year-old prince. And he has been moving to modernize society, to give women more rights, or at least promising them. He wants to open a vast new city economic zone in which different rules would apply. He's extraordinarily ambitious. But as you noted, Stuart, he's also seen as being behind the not very successful and very worrisome conflict in Yemen, the war, Saudi intervention in Yemen. He's picked the fight with Qatar over Iran. Now, if Mohammed bin Salman, if he succeeds in modernizing Saudi Arabia, that is good news for all of us. If he succeeds in cracking down on corruption, if this effort is sincere, that's good news for business, good news for investors, and good news for our strategic situation. But if this falls apart, and it could, you're in another version of the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Remember, the Shah didn't fall because he was so oppressive. He fell because, really, he was trying to liberalize too fast for the society. So there are a lot of moving parts. Watch this space.
We certainly will, Ralph, with your help. One more quick one. President Trump heading to South Korea. In just a couple of hours, he takes off for there. He'll be very close to the Rocket Man at this point. What do you want to hear our president say about North Korea on this trip, Ralph?
I want him to say little and to say it cogently and soberly. What we need now with South Korea, because President Moon of South Korea doesn't see eye to eye with us on everything, we need a show of unity, unity and more unity. So the primary thing President Trump has to do publicly in South Korea is to avoid any appearance of a rift on strategy or other issues. Now, there are two issues, of course. North Korea. That's the big issue. And the thing where we've always been protecting South Korea. Now South Korea needs to realize that we have to protect ourselves as well. The other issue, of course, is trade. And while South Korea does have to open its markets, they have been too restricted, we also have to face the cold, hard facts that South Korea has become a brilliant innovator in electronics, in automobile design, and they're not winning here. They're not selling LG and Samsung TVs here because they're cheating. They're selling them because they're really good products, and we have to cope with that reality.
Okay, Ralph Peters, always a pleasure. Thanks, sir. We'll see you again real soon.
Thank you.
Got it. All right.